Hello and welcome to another episode of Stories with a Side of Weird. I'm Peter.
I'm Eliza.
And on today's episode, we have special guests today. We have Austin and Scott Little.
They're pretty weird, as is our food. So let's get started.
So here we are. We've got our guests here, Scott, and here's Austin. There's Eliza on the other end over there. And today we have got a dish. What is this dish?
This is the fruit cocktail Spam Buffet Party Loaf. Such a long name.
Nummies.
Yeah, right?
So good. It looks so delicious.
So, in preparation for this, I actually asked Scott to do a little bit of research to see what he could find out about this loaf. And he came up
My
with a few.
handy-dandy notebook.
Yeah, like Dora.
All right, so what'd you find?
Actually, that's Blue's Clues.
Oh, that's
Thank
true.
you. In light of the 60s and the 70s, and before that, like mac and cheese, it was the era of Julia Childs. She was teaching these housewives to make super elaborate things from her TV show, but
I have no idea who that is.
she's a very famous. She has her own cookbook and cook show, and she's a chef. She's a woman chef, bringing up all housewives together and giving them empowerment to cook for themselves. These companies were bringing out their own recipes, and probably without any research. And that's what this came out of. It's like, they were just trying to make things look fancy and use things that weren't being used in the household.
Or things that could have been easy to find, too.
Yeah, instead of cutting up your own fruit to make meals, you got Del Monte. And, well, I had some... So, like, there was ultra fast and easy recipes, like off of the boxes of baking powder and... all these cutouts that you can put in your own cookbook.
Shake and bake kind of stuff.
But there was also methods like shake and bake, yeah. And shake and bake was a method of cooking, super easy. They did Hamburger Helper in 1971. And in 2013, they actually rebranded to Just Helper.
Is that
so
just...
according to Yahoo.
To include more than just hamburger.
So they're helping you out for all your meals and things like that.
You can put any kind of protein in there. The cookbooks were promoted to help other products to be used in other people's dishes and what they wanted to do. So that's what I have.
I found this to be really interesting because as we've been looking at recipes, I have a whole booklet that's all branded by Worcestershire. And all the recipes include Worcestershire sauce. So it's from the 60s as well. So it's kind of the same thing.
All the recipes have it.
Yeah, all the recipes in the book.
Wow.
That'll be coming up later. This one, though, we found from an ad, and it was advertised by Del Monte because it has fruit cocktail in it. So that makes total sense, too.
Do you think there's a cookbook just for Del Monte?
There may be out there. We're going to have to...
I don't know about as far as an actual cookbook, but anything else. So like you've got, chocolate chips. It's got a chocolate chip recipe on the back. Or whatever it is that you had, there's always going to be some sort of recipe so that it highlights their product itself. So like you were mentioning shake and bake and things like that. Or if you look at a box of like stovetop topping or something like that, you're going to have on there some sort of recipes and stuff to do with it. Even cornflakes have got even on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Different things that you can incorporate into and actually make recipes out of.
Yes.
Like funeral potatoes.
Like funeral potatoes. So, for all of you that don't know what funeral potatoes are, it's a Utah tradition around funerals, mainly. But people use it for other things as well.
It's my favorite.
It's a potato-based dish.
And just...
So yummy.
It is so yummy.
That's a whole different recipe, though. So for this one,
what does this have in it?
Well, let's see. Let's see if you can tell me what it has in it. Shall we plate it up?
Yeah.
Well, first, what do you guys think?
So it looks like you have pickles inside of where you got the Spam.
Oh, you're assuming it's Spam. Look at that. He's already... Oh, well, he did say Spam in the...
Well, it does look like Spam.
You're right. Fair enough.
I don't know what the brown stuff is in the gelatin. Probably some kind of spice like cinnamon, maybe?
Ooh.
Maybe a brown sugar?
What do you think? A brown sugar? Well, you already know what it is.
I have no idea.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you think it is, Austin?
I think there's green olives with the carrot in the middle. I think there is...
I can't stand those.
Cucumbers?
Where do you see the cucumbers?
With ham.
I know that looks more like celery. Celery gets used a lot for a lot of different dishes.
It could be celery.
Celery salt is really
And it looks like
delicious.
there's freaking mayonnaise.
So in the Del Monte, it looks like there's peaches, grapes, green grapes.
Why'd you even ask me if you're not going to let me finish what I think it is?
I thought you were done.
If you didn't know, they're brothers, so that's exciting.
They tease each other. They
Yeah.
bounce off each other all the time.
You ready to taste it? Well, what do you think? What do you think the texture's like? Just look.
So what do you think? What do you think the texture's like?
It looks really slimy. I'm not sure what the spice is. It looks like cinnamon, like you said, and maybe sugar, but it could just be the syrup.
It's definitely gelatin though.
Oh yeah,
It is definitely gelatin on top. That is for sure.
So
Man,
what do
I
you
don't
have in the lemons here?
what do you think?
mayonnaise,
It looks like mayonnaise. What's
Mayonnaise, or what's the other thing they could be?
chili pepper.
Oh, I saw this other
Chili
thing
pepper
that
mayonnaise.
was popular. Dream Whip. It was
Dream
called-
Whip?
It was called. I think it was called Dream Whip.
Tartar sauce.
And they basically it was a different brand than Miracle Whip. It was
Oh.
Dream Whip.
That I
Is
had
what I
no
was
idea about that. I always
bet.
assumed that there was always just Miracle Whip, and that's just
Right.
what there was.
But it is popular.
That's a very common debate too, though. Miracle Whip versus Mayo. What do you prefer?
Well, it depends on what you're cooking, really.
Really?
Mayo.
Mayonnaise, real mayonnaise when you're making a toasted bread breakfast sandwich.
Mayonnaise straight out of the chicken.
You can just scoop it right out of the jar.
That's right.
It's made from eggs.
It is made.
No,
it's based on eggs, so you are correct about that. So it is a breakfasty kind of thing.
But I don't know why, but I like a lot of mayo on just a toasted egg.
Just put a thick layer.
Thick layer.
Do you want?
just freeze it. Just freeze it and just cut it into like jelly slices.
Some of the
Would you like some bread with your mayonnaise?
some of the recipes that I was looking at, like this one, really do lay it on thick. It's weird.
Damn. Yeah. How about you, Peter? Are you a mayonnaise or a Miracle Whip guy?
He's whatever his wife makes him eat.
Okay, so to a certain extent. Okay, so I started out my life as a mayonnaise person. That's what I grew up on until I got married, and then I started slowly but surely. Because my wife is the only one who likes Miracle Whip at the beginning.
Who's Shirley?
Shirley?
Frankly-
Shirley Temple?
Frankly, you know Shirley.
Slowly but
Yeah,
surely.
Frank knows Shirley.
Frank knows Shirley.
Anyways, so my wife is a Miracle Whip fan. I was not at the beginning, but slowly but surely over the years, I became more of a Miracle Whip person. I do like mayonnaise. It depends on what it is, but for the most part, I usually just use Miracle Whip nowadays.
So
I'm
for
a mayonnaise person for sure.
mayonnaise. For like example of what I was trying to say with just depends, because I do like them both. Like on a bologna sandwich, like a plain bologna sandwich with maybe a fruit, you got to put Miracle Whip.
You put fruit on your bologna sandwich?
No, like tomatoes. Tomatoes are fruit. I was gonna say
That's
vegetables.
debatable.
Whoa, it's a whole
Seems
other
Debatable.
video.
But yes, the characteristics do actually make it as a fruit.
So now that we're done guessing what's in here, what's actually in this, Eliza?
Well, I think you're gonna have to try it though to tell me. I'm not gonna
Let's
reveal
give it a
yet.
shot.
Let's plate
Let's
it.
go ahead and plate it up.
Let's plate it up here. Hold on.
Now there are these garnishments, so
We're just gonna take a bite out of.
take a bite up.
I'm gonna do that
Each
just
one
as bonus
each one
material.
actually gets a garnishment to go along with your
This is
slice.
hard
Oh my
to
gosh, that
slice
is just
that.
falling apart, isn't
Ooh,
it?
it's being hard.
It is.
Austin, may I have your plate? Thank you.
You're not gonna eat. Oh, why did we bring four? Oh, that does not sound good.
That's definitely
Sounds-
a very
It's like squishy.
squishy.
Maybe we should
Poppy
use a
and-
knife.
Maybe, but
Well-
I don't know that a knife is gonna make a difference in the
Well,
cooking either.
something like that's gonna work
It
just
might.
fine.
Oh, it sounds so good.
It
Did you guys hear that?
It's very
Let me know in the
gelatiny.
comments if you guys
very,
hear that.
very gelatiny.
Oh, you're gonna put some garnish on some mayo, whatever that is.
I don't know what it
Mayo or
is.
Miracle Whip.
Or tartar sauce.
You're
Or
gonna
Dream
need
Whip.
one, so grab one. Just in case you need extra of whatever the
Do you
substance
need a lemon
is.
filled with
A
cream?
lemon filled with.
I'm not
With
excited
egg
about
sauce.
what this is.
Okay.
I'm not either. So let's go ahead and give it a
So
shot.
make sure you get both of the
Oh no!
different
I
layers.
lost
so-
my top part.
Okay, let's get some of this on the bottom, some of the top. Oh my gosh, it's all sticking together. I'm trying.
What the
I'm gonna get
hell?
napkins.
What is this? Okay, so let's grab
What in the
this.
heck
It's
is
not
going
actually
on
that terrible.
there?
I think I'm gonna try doing. Let's.
But the,
Try
what's,
the
the,
garnishment?
what's the garnishment for?
I don't. It says to put it on it if you want the taste.
Garnish,
along with it.
garnishment doesn't necessarily have to go with.
This
Yes.
is true,
Well,
but
we're using fancy napkins today, boys, because I can't find the real ones at the moment. So here
That
you
tastes like something Christmassy.
That is Miracle Whip.
let's see. You can smell the There is cinnamon. You can smell the cinnamon in it. You can definitely do that.
Holy crap.
I can
So you
smell the
made this?
ham. I can smell ham in it. And you can
This
smell
actually
that.
tastes really good
So
with the garnish.
I'm tr-
And I'm going to get some more of this lemon with
If you like,
oh my gosh, that
Spam?
is so weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think
if you like spam,
and if you
it's
never
not that
tried Sam or spam, don't bash it until you try it because it actually tastes really good.
Oh my
bad.
gosh.
There's so many dishes.
Okay, so I tried it without whatever the mystery substance is. So let's try it with it, as Austin said to try. So let's
I
try
already
that.
did
So
that.
I got some of that. Got some of the ham. Let's grab some of the top
Austin says
layer.
it tastes like Christmas. What
If you
kind of
like-
taste do you associate with Christmas?
If you
Austin?
like
digging
watching
it.
eating people eat and fill themselves with weird stuff, this is the channel for you.
So you can taste the cinnamon. I'm tasting the fruit definitely. The ham. You can taste the ham a little bit.
Spam.
Spam, ham,
Who knows?
interchangeable. But it's weird.
More flavor than last week's.
More
weird.
definitely more flavor. You're
This is
picking
the
out a lot
bomb.
more out from it.
I think I just found my new Christmas dish.
Apparently,
This is
Austin's
gonna
found
be
his new
awesome.
Christmas dish.
What a staple
I'm digging it.
of the American life in the 60s.
I don't know
Bring
if
it
I'm
back.
digging it. I really don't. It's
You didn't
There's
get
so
in
mu-
there with the lemon.
with the
There's lemon in the bottom. You get the lemon in, and it gives it a whole nother taste.
okay. So
Yeah.
you're saying I need to get in and actually get some lemon on the
And make sure
side
you get the paprika in there too.
and get the paprika. Okay, so let's try
what's in-
that.
that's what that is. It's paprika on the top.
Okay, so that's paprika. So I did. You can see here I did get some of the lemon on there.
No, you want to get a chunk
Okay, I want to get chunk
I
from the
didn't do
bottom.
that.
from the bottom. Okay, let's try to get a chunk.
He
of
might
the
have
bottom
gotten a
of this.
good lemon one that didn't have a lot of chunk in it.
Okay, so
Get that little bit.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna get all over me. Okay,
There
so
you
I got a
go.
chunk.
Yep.
Okay, got a chunk. Okay, we'll grab some of this spam,
Oh gosh, it tastes so good.
and then
It
we'll
just
grab
doesn't
some of
look
the
good.
top.
Can I have that bite?
That's my bite.
Okay, you have that bite.
We're gonna try this bite. We'll see what happens. I for you too.
I like it.
Kind of like a sweet and sour deal.
I'm gonna make this next year for Christmas.
So Scott, how do you
That's
feel?
gonna be funny.
How do you feel about those green olives in there, Scotty?
Was it
no
green
green
olives?
Oh my
There's green
goodness.
olives.
What? No way.
That's why I like it.
There's a tanginess,
I don't
but
like
I'm
green
just.
olives.
Oh,
Apparently, you're a
Green
fan
olives.
now.
No.
Now we're finding out that you're a fan of green olives.
I don't like green
Maybe
olives either.
I don't either. I actually wasn't tasting them.
Guys,
When I
put
tried it
more
with the
green
lemon
olives in
itself, there was definitely the flavor that was coming through with the lemon as well that gave the tanginess to it, the citrusy, along with the sweetness and the kind of the tanginess of the mayonnaise to go along.
Not mayonnaise.
Not mayonnaise.
Not
The
mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip.
Miracle
It is Miracle
Whip.
Whip. You're
Yeah.
right. It is not mayonnaise. It's Miracle Whip. So I tried that with everything. I'm still not digging it.
You don't like it?
I don't.
You know what?
It's not the
too
best.
much.
You're
It's
not,
not
a
the
true.
best.
You're not
It's
a
not-
true
but
60s
if you're-
American.
I would not survive in the 60s.
No,
If,
no,
this,
no.
if this is what was served to me during the 60s, there's no way I would survive. I don't think I could survive.
What about you, Austin? You said you'd serve it for Christmas?
Except for I would probably have slices of lemon instead of
So like actual wedges
lemon.
of actual
You know
lemon
what
texture.
could be
Yeah.
good too
I
is to
think the
put
lemon sets it up.
lemon juice in with it. So the top layer,
No, garnish. Just
The citric acid might not let it mold together as
that
well.
could be as well.
you put the
You're
lemon garnish on top.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh, you can
Like a
zest
lemon
it.
zested
Yes.
on the top.
Yes.
Okay.
That's-
all
Okay,
right.
so this is my opinion on it. If you grew up eating this stuff on a regular basis, but not in this form, it's not that bad. But if you're someone like people we do know who like they have a different palate, then this is definitely not for you.
Well, you never know unless you try it. That's the
Right.
thing.
It just doesn't look appetizing.
So what's your favorite spam recipe, Austin?
I would honestly have to say fried spam wrapped in rice, or spam with rice on it wrapped in
Seaweed.
seaweed.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a sushi spam. Is
Yeah,
what
but
you're
it's
fried
fry it.
sushi spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cut it into. You can look it up, but it's
Yeah.
super
Right.
bomb.
How about
I
you?
have had that, and I've also had just fried spam and eggs. Spam
Yeah.
and eggs.
Yeah.
That still to me, I will still eat that.
It's-
That is actually fairly good.
It's not super expensive. It is actually.
The sodium content in that stuff
It's
They
extremely high.
do make a low sodium spam
Yep.
though, which is what I use.
Which is
so
I
I
use.
thought about your guys' heart. How about you, Scott? What's your favorite spam recipe?
Heartfelt.
Like Peter said, It's gonna be spam and eggs.
Spam and eggs.
Spam and eggs. You don't cook that yolk all the way, and then you wipe it up with a good piece of sourdough. Simple.
Oh
I
yeah, the
can
sourdough.
only do scrambled. I
Hard-
can't
hard
do
fried.
runny yolk.
No.
It's like gelatin egg. I can't do like a
Dude,
gelatin
dude,
egg. It's got to
crack
cook
that egg.
all the way.
Put it right in my
Oh,
mouth.
you can't do that. No.
I would do it.
So
I know you would do
I
it.
can do it. I like it.
Ugh.
I would
I don't know, I've never
comment
done
your
that.
favorite spam recipe. We would love to hear that too.
Actually, and we could actually pick one out if
Yeah.
somebody decides to put one up.
We could.
I would be down.
So you're picking up the right stuff with the spices. There is cinnamon. There's clove as well.
Cinnamon?
Clove.
So-
I didn't detect clove, but I
Me
did
neither.
detect the cinnamon. That
Yeah.
did actually overpower a lot more than any other flavors, along with that fruit.
Yeah. And in the gelatin, you also reserve the liquid from the fruit cocktail. But unlike in the 60s, we do in the fruit cocktail today have the options of heavy syrup, light syrup, juice. You have all kinds of that option too.
Right.
Now I went with
Makes
light syrup to watch the sugar content. Probably should have gone with heavy syrup.
don't
Might
know.
have affected the taste.
It very well could have.
I think
That was
it's
one
well.
thing. Now,
My new Christmas dish, like I said.
there is also celery in
sodium.
there. Did you guys taste any celery?
I did.
Okay, so I did call it on the celery. You guys are
Did.
saying pickles.
No pickles.
And I was
I
looking
said
at that, and I'm
pickles.
pretty sure that
But-
was
Yeah.
celery on it.
But
So
the green olives is what I thought the pickle was.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be more of a tangy, sour, like
Yeah.
regular pickles.
And
thinking
no
cucumber.
carrots.
no
So
carrot. So
the
what's
orange is
The
carrot.
pimento inside of the green
Oh,
olives.
Oh, okay.
You sneaky girl.
So there you go. It's pretty easy. We'll post the recipe in the comments too. So
Also,
you guys can
I
try
promised bonus material, so I'm going to just take a huge bite out of this. You guys ready for this?
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Oh.
it.
Oh.
I think that's better than the time that Austin had Scott eat a
Worm.
bug. A worm, yeah. I was like, I think you had him eat something. This at least his breath will taste, smell good. Something.
Remember that one time when you almost...
Did you literally take a bite out of
He
that
did.
lemon
He ate the
rind?
rind.
He literally took a bite out of it.
Oh, wow.
Gross. Anyway,
I'll tell you, the Miracle Whip really did cover up the rind of that lemon.
that's why it's a miracle.
Hey, I need more napkins. Hand me that napkin.
All right, there you go. Napkin.
I kind of want more. I kind of want to stuff this.
You can
full
go
of
ahead.
it.
So
And
if you
then
want
talk
more,
about it.
that's perfectly fine. If you'd like some more, but we'd
You know
also
what?
like to start asking some questions out of you guys, if
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all right with you. Let's
I
go.
Fine.
yeah.
Growing up, what kind of dishes did you guys have that may have been interesting or of noteworthy to you that you would think that would be interesting that anyone else may have not actually had?
Steak with ketchup.
Dude.
Steak? Really?
Steak
we
with
got in
ketchup.
trouble one time, really big trouble. Like, we had stolen $100 from the 7-Eleven type in trouble.
Like you really did steal
Like,
$100?
No, as if something like that would have
Oh,
happened.
okay.
We put steak on our plates with ketchup on it. And so we had steak with ketchup on it.
Ew.
Ugh.
Not A&W, because we didn't have any.
What's A&W?
Or A1 sauce, A&W.
I'm like, you put reappear on your ketchup?
Yeah.
Or on your steak?
So
Well,
good.
that would still be weird as well. I
That
mean,
would
either
be.
one.
Well, we just didn't have the A1. And so we were like, all right, well, ketchup. Next best thing.
Why not?
Pretty odd. Yeah.
I remember it's noteworthy, but probably not as unique. But when my grandma Esther would babysit me when I was a kid, she would put bananas on my Cheerios.
Oh, yeah.
See, now my grandma always would put just granulated sugar on my Cheerios, which isn't weird, but that
it's not
only
weird.
If it wasn't
actually
Honey Nut Cheerios, it was just regular
just
Cheerios.
regular Cheerios. It was my
with
great
sugar.
grandma, and she was the only one allowed to put sugar on our Cheerios.
What about rice and milk with a crap load of sugar before school
And
to make you
cinnamon.
super hyper?
And cinnamon.
And cinnamon.
Brown
Yeah.
sugar.
Fresh, hot.
Ground cinnamon.
No, fresh, hot rice.
Rice, yeah.
Yep.
With milk and cinnamon.
Yes,
Exactly.
That's
And
good
a
stuff.
That is actually
crap
really good
ton
stuff.
of sugar. Like
Yes.
3 spoonfuls? Nah.
You'll just
how
dump the
about,
bag.
how about 8?
That's pretty funny. Now, Scott really loves all kinds of music.
Tons of
Oh
music.
gosh, he loves the best kind of music.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about that.
I've been listening to a lot of Lindy Ortega. She's more down low country roots, and Nick 13. Which
So music-wise, like, what influences you that brought you up music-wise to have you as a fan that you are of the types of music that you're a fan of?
So I grew up born in Central Coast, California.
Okay.
And there was a lot of country out there. My mom used to listen to country, Beatles.
Beatles aren't country.
No, like just branching out.
Oh, okay.
We're branching out.
The country Beatles?
The country Beatles. Country, I've hated country most of my life, but since I've grown up and really listened to the lyrics, been delving a lot more into that. But ska, 1960s Jamaican ska, roots,
I didn't know
reggae.
ska went back that far.
It's calypso, ska, rock steady. Then all of it just became a reggae. Bob Marley was influenced even by disco, but that's why a lot of people don't like Bob Marley, because he was flowing with the scenes.
So just like any other artist, he was actually
Like
listening to other people previously before that was being influenced his musical styles.
He was putting his music into what was popular at the time.
That is so interesting.
But roots reggae, ska, rock steady. That's where I'm at.
Now, Austin brought out a picture and hung it on the wall that doesn't really fit with the decor that he would like to talk about.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite cow. I forget what kind of cow it is.
Isn't it a Highland?
Yep, it's Highland.
Yeah.
I just couldn't think of the
Highland
word.
cow, okay.
Yep, it's Highland. And they're freaking amazing.
It's my Aunt Shauna's favorite cow, too.
That's one I'm going to have on my farm.
So what specifically about that animal that you like?
You know, I just like that they just look so gentle. I know that it's an animal, it's a beast, it can become angry at any time, but they're just so fluffy and cute. And the babies are amazing.
Oh my gosh.
So you can actually just take just any baby cow and you bathe them up and you fluff them up and become basically
Little
like marshmallow
fluff
balls.
Well, not any. Not any.
Okay, not just any.
Because if they're inside, they won't get their winter coat. If they've been outside, they can get a winter coat, but they're not as fluffy. Some of them
So that's more of a longer haired breed that you're liking.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
Okay.
longer. Like kind of like an ox that you find up on the Canadian border in Alaska.
Alpine.
You can find these oxen that just have this amazing hair. And
They're
these bad apple set of horns.
Aren't they originated in like the Alps, in like the Swiss Alps?
That cow?
That cow.
I have no idea.
I think.
Somewhere-
Well, in the
somewhere
comments,
in
let
the
us know.
Highlands.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
We're asking you guys to participate.
Yeah.
They're expensive and they're few and
What?
far between here in Utah, but I've seen a couple.
And Heber Valley, where I live currently, there's a lot of different cows, like as pets.
That doesn't surprise me. So that particular area that you're talking about, there's a lot of people in that area who have got a lot of money. Heber City is actually, what would you say, maybe 10 miles away at most from Park City, Utah.
It's south.
Well, it's probably
Southbound on the 40.
Yeah, just
But
south.
in Midway, where I live exactly, is there's a culture around it with being founded by the people of Switzerland. So it's like Swiss days and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And I think that cow is originated from the Swiss Alps.
Well, you know what?
Because they have long hair.
We could always look it up, but I'd actually rather have somebody else tell us. So go ahead and leave comments.
In the comments below, go ahead and tell us.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Makes
well,
for a good conversation.
Sure does.
Participation from people is awesome.
So what is it about the farming culture or the cowboy culture, I guess, with what some people would call it, that interests you? What is it about your past that brought you to that? Because obviously your brother here is more into music culture.
He's a hipster.
And gay. So he has his culture, and obviously you were in the same household growing up.
Oh, yeah.
But you're both two distinct individuals to the point where you are very opposite as far as structure-wise of what it is that interests you. So what is it about that
Actually,
draws you to that?
I really have no facts about what brought me to it, but I look at my past, and I was the only one in my family, pretty much, that showed any interest in like the rodeos and riding horses or owning.
So as Scott was saying, in that southern part, you were actually in a community that was rodeo types
We had
and
fairs.
farming.
We had
and
kids
did.
riding on sheep, whatever they call that.
Yeah, but we were all surrounded by skaters. people that dress differently. And
But didn't you ultimately find out some stuff about like stories later on?
So when I was, I remember when I was like 3 years old. I kid you not, this is 100% true.
It's true. My mom tells us
3 years old.
Younger, I think, because wasn't she pregnant with Scott?
She was pregnant with
He
Scott.
was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe 2.5 or 2. I went out into a field with a ribbon and my cowboy boots and a diaper to go capture a bull. And I went out there.
Oh no!
And I was like, I'm gonna catch this bull.
And my mom had to go climb through the barbed wire fence to go get Austin.
Yeah, I remember this.
So even at that age, you had an interest in animals and anything that may have been a part of that culture.
And growing up, I was the only one that ever had the cowboy boots, the jeans, the pearl snap shirts, all of it.
I remember Austin used to walk pigeon-footed a little bit on his either right or left side, whatever. But I remember him having to get new boots more quickly than anybody else would because one side of his heel would be missing because he'd drag it on the floor on the ground.
Then you found out what about Grandma Little?
So I found out that my grandma Little
actually didn't grow up with.
No, I never met her before until a few years
ago. Why am I eating minis?
Miracle Whip.
It's Miracle Whip. Remember we went over this.
Miracle Whip.
So she and I got back into contact, and turns out she's a freaking cowgirl, and so was my grandpa Dollarhide, who I had never met ever. So I have a picture of both of them. They're on horses and they're doing whatever they're doing. But she was a horse trainer. She was in like a circus performer. So she would do she would ride horses like standing up, like in Roman days, how you freaking ride them like that.
So trick riding.
Yeah, lots of trick riding.
Wow.
She trained Western, English, and Roman.
So it was in your blood.
You
just didn't even know it.
It's in my blood. I don't know what his or
my blood. Who knows where that came from?
But that's interesting how you never actually met these people in your life, and somehow
I never heard stories about them until a few years back.
So you didn't hear anything about them, and then your path actually took you down the same road, even though you never knew these people, but they are a part of you still.
Oh yeah,
that's extremely interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, I've always just had this feeling of like, this is where I belong. This is what I need to be doing. I need to have the farm. I need to have the horses. This is what I'm doing, and I've been doing it ever since.
Slowly but surely, Austin has become a cowboy.
I'm not a cowboy.
Cow
person.
A cow poser.
Yeah,
just because I am a cow person does not mean I am a cow person.
Wow.
No, actually, I'm going on a cattle drive here in a couple of months.
Really, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
We may have to check back in with Austin and later on and see what his experiences were.
Can
on
we
that
get a
one.
dish, a Western style dish?
I bet we could.
For that.
Yeah.
What is it?
We'll do
like
a
Western
vintage Western dish.
We could even do it out in the field.
We may have to do this on location on this one.
Dude, Payson Canyon.
Oh, if we do it on location, we're going to get all the other cowboys involved too.
Living here in Utah, which is where we're at, there are such a wide variety of different terrains and different parts that we can be in the mountains in a few minutes and go down south just a little bit more from where we're at, and we can be out in the desert, in the Red Rocks, the Arches, Moab.
You go into the West Desert and you got wild Mustangs running around.
Oh yeah, out in
the West Desert.
Out west.
Out west.
It's Nevada.
West. No.
It's out in
yep, it is. But in the West Desert of Utah, there are wild Mustangs as well.
Well, we would like to thank our guests for letting us torture you guys, and apparently not torturing Austin since he had
I liked it.
50 servings of all the lemons.
Definitely, it was not disgusting.
And you might even like green olives. You and I might even like green olives in some situations.
Yes.
Look at what we learned.
Hide it underneath all the salt.
I'm running out of lemon.
Oh, God.
Well,
please, God, no. Please do not eat anymore. I don't know if I can stand watching you eat. Please stop.
Now, don't take all of it.
I'm not. I just want the cherry.
What are you going to do with it afterwards?
We're going to eat it.
Join us next week and see what we're going to be cooking up and what fun stories we're going to be sharing then.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you liked any portion of this video and you'd like to see more of it. We would love to have your comments down below of anything about this show that you liked, the food, the guests, any comments down below as far as what you'd like to also see on this show. Is there anything you'd like to add?
We'll post the recipe. So see you next week.
Bye.